Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Ryan, and this is Unreal World, and we are back today for another episode of the Runaway Slave playthrough. And as you can see, we are here at our new home between the mountains. We've got a wonderful spot chosen up north, very far up north. Here, if we look, we're literally by the sea coast. Yep, that's the ocean just ahead of us there up north. And we got a few caves around us, plenty of mountains. There's a small little territory to hunt in. And speaking of hunting, we just got very lucky and killed ourselves an elk. And I've got 194 elk cuts on me, plus the skin, of course. We got to take care of that. But the problem is that I'm going to leave these bones over here. Actually, we might need some bones in this location for crafting. But the problem with that is that it's too hot and humid to dry the meat. So I'm stuck with like 200 pounds of elk meat that I guess I have to roast in order to eat. And we're going to end up wasting some for sure. And it's unfortunate if that's the case. But one thing that just happened is it actually got a little bit colder and started snowing. So it was like raining and stuff in the last episode at the end there because we just switched over into spring. As you can see, we're at the 10th week before midsummer point, so early spring. But this morning it started snowing and temperatures dropped a little bit. I'm going to try to dry this meat again, and if we get lucky, we might be able to do this now. Crap. Hold on, let me do that again. Oh no, it won't let me do it. The weather doesn't suit the task. It's too warm and humid at the moment. I'm hoping that maybe it will, though. At some point, if we get to like another really cold day, I might actually be able to sneak in some drying here. I'm hoping that's the case. But again, it's not right now, so I'm stuck with all this raw meat. And in fact, let's go ahead and prepare the skin too while we have time and we're waiting for things to cool off. Of course, it is going to be middle of the day and noon and stuff here in a few hours. So if we can do this, it might not be until nighttime, but that's okay. We'll see how it goes. So first things first, let's take care of this skin. Beautiful. We are cleaning it, and then I'm going to rest a bit. Temperature is going up. Yeah, it's starting to rain now, actually. Switch from snow to rain. But no worries. I mean, I expected us to probably have to lose some of this meat, but it would have been nice if we had caught like another one more cold day. But we'll see. Maybe we'll still get lucky. I mean, because what I'm going to do is probably just roast it in batches. Like I'll go roast 10 pieces right now, and we'll eat off that until we need more. Then we'll cook up more. So we'll kind of stretch out the raw stuff. Maybe, like I say, at some point we'll get a cold day. But that being the case, let me come over here. What I'm going to do is we've got ourselves a cellar here. We dug this a couple episodes back. It does keep your meat a lot longer. You still need to, dry it and stuff. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drop all this dried stuff that I was going to eat on there for a while. So we're getting rid of that because we're going to shift our focus to this roasted stuff. Try and consume this. This will be all we eat now for a while. But what I will do is drop part of this into the cellar. So I'm going to put 100 and I guess like 70 pieces in there. That gives us with like 34 pieces in our pocket. So now I can come start a nice little fire here and cook it, and we don't have to worry about it. I mean, it'll still go bad in the cellar down there, but hopefully it'll stretch it out a little bit longer, not carrying it around on me. So, well, while we wait to cook our food, I guess I can start the fire now. Yep, and we'll start roasting. So, cook, roast. Oh, that only left me with 24. My math's a little bad. I thought we had 200. We had 194, so that's okay. I mean, it's not a big deal. We'll go ahead and roast all of it up right now. All 24 pieces. Beautiful. And I've got a little bit of a pound and a half of the dried meat left in this bag, so I'll just munch on that for a minute while this cooks. All right, it's partly done. So while we wait for that, let's see. We've got firewood here, 14 of them. I need hundreds and hundreds more firewood, but if you've missed it, right now we're only working with a stone axe, so it actually takes about a day to produce like just a bundle of firewood. It's like ridiculously long. But that's the next step we have to work on is this charcoal. We do actually have some ready. That's great. I don't know if we can get started. We do have some ore. I've got the ore pieces. I've got a bellows. We have a forge. We actually have two furnaces. So we've got a bloomery furnace and a stone forge. Not to mention there's an anvil right over here. So we might be ready. Let's see. So I don't know what the first step is here. Let's just look. So MM. So we're at our mining and iron. I've got charcoal. So smelt ore and iron. That's what we want to do. So fire lit nearby, roasted ore to go into max heat. Charcoal is fuel. Bellows, we have shovel, hammer as any hammer. I need a hammer, but I think that's optional. We'll still probably need one, but I want to make like an actual hammer instead of like a stone hammer. Let's see though. Okay, so do I need to roast the ore first? Is that what I'm reading? I think that's what I'm reading. Roast ore. Ore piece is iron, firewood, branch. So I need more firewood to roast this stuff. Wow. All right, hold on. Let's grab the ore because I've got a pile of it. I'm just going to grab all of it. We're getting pretty heavy here, but that's okay. We do have a fire lit, but I should probably beef it up a little bit. Let's get a little bit more wood on it. 2 slender trunks. All right. And what did it say? Need some branches? I'll just grab some branches. Now, is our meat done? We don't want to get into a big crafting process with that meat still cooking because it will burn and spoil. But it's okay for now. Let's see here. So I've got to hit M, and if we roast ore, let's just do one piece. There it goes. Okay, we've got everything. That took us like a minute. All right, that's cool. And is it at our feet? We'll be ready by the afternoon. Okay, so I don't know if that's like a temporary modifier, like roasted. Does that mean it's just warmed up enough for us to start with the next stage? And like, if I let it sit for a day, does it cool down? I don't know, but I expect it'll just be permanently roasted, and we won't have to worry about it cooling down. But we'll test that. Nonetheless, I've got one piece going, so let's just do all of it, right? I mean, if we have to roast it multiple times, it's not the end of the world, and it took like no time at all. So wait, how many pieces do I actually have? 11? Oh, I only have 4. Wait. Oh, so to roast one is a total of like 12 or 8? Oh, okay, it's a total of 8 ore. Wow. Okay, well, you know what that means. We need to go ahead and get more ore. So that's our next task. I'm going to go ahead and I'll drop everything here that's really weighing me down. Yeah, I'll drop the ore pieces there. Don't need the torches for the moment. I'm going to keep the shovel. We definitely need that to dig up more ore. Okay, and the fire's going, but our meat is all picked up. So let's zoom out. Wait, what? Oh, there's activity. There must be a bird nearby. Place is loaded with birds. The entire no man's land seems to be loaded with birds. It's crazy. But this is our home now. You can see it in, there it is. There's the bird. You can see it in the nice green color, which it will be for most of the year. And of course, there's the lake. It's still a little frozen over. No, don't climb. But this is our hole here. Stop offering me to climb cliffs. So I dug this hole here to get clay. This was the first thing that let us get started making a forge. It's a little unsightly having a hole right there at the shore, but you know, can't really help it. But this is also the marks the spot of where we can actually get out onto the water, because the rest of this is really steep cliff. If I try to walk down that, it's a steep cliff, and I can't do it. I have to climb it. But we do have one little spot that doesn't have a cliff, so it's pretty sweet. Now, the only thing we have to worry about is the skin down there is still preparing, so we don't want to let that rot. And keep in mind, now that it's getting warmer out, we have less time to let those things just sit. It will go bad, quicker. So anyway, let's get some ore dug up here. We'll do this a little bit. Again, I'm not going to spend all day here, but we are going for mountain bog ore. Let's do 5. Boom. Okay, that took a couple hours, 3 hours. Let's head back and check that skin. Like I said, can't leave it for too long. It's down here. Don't want to walk on the water. Oh, I just did. Let's see here. Not by nighttime. Okay, not until nighttime, I should say. So we've got a little bit of time. Let's see. My guy is tired, but who cares about that, right? Push yourself, buddy. Push yourself. And let's do 5 more. That was 3 hours worth. There we go. Oh, yeah, he's going to be ready to drop when he gets home, but that's perfect. That's how you want it, man. When you're out living in the wilderness, it's tough sleeping at night when you're sweaty and stuff, so you want to be just completely exhausted. You know what I'm saying? It might not even be a bad idea to like walk into the water occasionally. This is a little bit early in the season, so you see that took me from hot to bitterly cold. So it wasn't great. Ideally, it would just take you down to like cool or even just cold. Bitterly is a little extreme. But what we're going to do is we're just going to head right to bed in our shelter here and we'll warm right back up. So you don't have, as long as the ambient temperature around you is warm like this in the spring, you don't have to worry about freezing to death. You'll just warm right back up. And if you are worried, if you're like, oh, I don't know, the temperature's not high, just build a fire next to you before you step into the water. But anyway, let's see here. We've got our skin now. We will continue to process this. Beautiful. So now we can come back in early evening and that'll be ready for its final stage. But we do have some more ore, so let's start roasting. What do we got here? It doesn't take very long at all, does it? Nice. So we've got 8 roasted pieces. Perfect. We'll see. Like I said, do those stay roasted or does that go away over time? We've got 8 roasted and 10 regular. So let's get some more going here. I'm going to pick up the ore that we dropped. Okay, and now we need to start another fire. No, there we go. Push our twigs in there, and boy, I'm going to need to get some more trunks. That's fairly obvious, just for firewood, basically. Because of course actual firewood is much too valuable to burn. We have to turn that into charcoal, you know. So let's go ahead and set the iron to roast right here. M and roast ore. I'm gonna do 2. No, I can only do 1. Yeah, I've got 14 firewood. Wait, what? Do I need more firewood? I think I need more firewood. Dang it. Well, I'll just have to relight that fire possibly. Or at the worst, I'll have to, or the second to worst, I'll just have to push some more fuel into it. But now making firewood is an extremely long process. It's ridiculous. Let's continue though. I'm hoping just 1 bundle will do it. Look at this. We literally almost have to go to bed. Almost couldn't do it in 1 day. There we go. All right. Let's get our full rest in. Okay, fire's burnt out. No big deal. Now, let's start that sucker back up and get to work here. So give me 3 of those and a fire. Now, roast iron is 4. 1. Beautiful. We did it. So it takes a lot of firewood for that, but that's okay. And as you can see, as long as it's next to you, you don't have to have it in your inventory. So that's pretty cool. Now, it is late night. We're vigorous, though, so I can't really sleep. Let's go check on that skin. I can't remember exactly when it's said, but we'll look at it. What do we got here? Yep, it's ready to go. So, there's a log right here. So let's go ahead and process this baby. It's going to take the rest of the time, but that's okay. I'll see you guys on the other side. Okay, the task is complete. We now have a 21-pound elk fur. Pretty decent. And I just dropped it at my feet there, so I'm not carrying it around. Let's get back to smelting. That's the most important thing. And of course, we do need to keep our food up, but let's see. How's that meat? It's spoiled already. Can you believe that? So all that raw meat spoiled in that short amount of time, even though it was kept in this cooling space there. Wow. I should have, if I had known that, I would have cooked a lot more of it, roasted it up, because it will stay better roasted for much longer, but that happened way quicker than I expected. So, dang. I mean, all I can do now is just sacrifice some of the good stuff to the gods. What a waste. What a waste. Well, we got the fur out of it. And at least now I know I'm not going to do any more serious hunting. We'll set up some small traps, maybe, and like I said, fishing too, but we can't do it until we get a serious cabin going. So that's our priority. I'm glad that we set ourselves up pretty well, though, with meat during last winter. I mean, we do have several, I want to say about 100 pounds or so of meat, maybe a little bit less than that. but we're doing okay. Yeah, probably significantly less than 100 pounds, but still, it can get us through the hopefully the first couple weeks of summer here. Once we start getting metal tools up and going, everything's going to change. But for now, we're still focused on the first couple stages. So I do have some roasted iron pieces. Let's see, should I get more regular iron and keep roasting, or should we try and smelt what we've got here? So if I were to try and smelt, it says smelt ore and iron. Fire lit nearby. Roasted ore goes into max heat. Charcoal of fuel. Bellows. Okay. Shovel. I think we can probably do it. I pick up the bellows now. We'll keep that. I'm going to need a fire over here near that. Ooh, what am I carrying? Oh, the bellows is super heavy, isn't it? It's like 70 pounds. Oh, I'm carrying this meat too. Crap. All right, let me get all this sorted out real quick. Oh boy, check this out. Look at this. So I was just chopping up some firewood. I got everything organized again. I've moved it all over here, but bad news. We just vomited. We're starting to get nauseous. You feel very sick, like you were going to throw up barf. You suddenly vomit. You got injured. Take a break? Yes. What? Whoops, wrong one. There we go. Nausea. Huh. I wonder why that is. Have we been eating bad food? Oh my god, I might have forced him to eat some spoiled food. Oh, I think that's what it is. Yep, that roasted food went spoiled, so I'm going to drop it. I'm going to empty this bag out. Empty container, yes. And it just like disappears, like the food's just gone. What? Oh, I thought we got like seriously ill or something. I mean, nausea's not good. Trust me, we don't want that out here. We'll grab about 100 pieces of this and throw that in our bag now. I hope he cleaned it out after having that spoiled food in there. But 10 pounds of dried meat, that's good. So now we're totally relying on that dried meat. Boy, oh boy, that poor elk. Most of his meat's laying here. I'm going to burn it. There's 170 pieces of spoiled elk. I used to use spoiled meat to put in traps and stuff, but I've been told that it does nothing. It has no effect, so I just burn it now. But we are pretty much ready. Like I said, I was just, getting more charcoal going. As you can see, everything's arranged nicely. I've got a shelter here. It's pretty important to have a shelter if you're going to do like a lot of heavy duty crafting in one spot like this. Build a shelter on top of yourself so you can just go to sleep. It's so much easier than like every time I want to take a break, I have to maneuver myself over here at this other shelter. It's not that big a deal. Just build multiple shelters. But all right, so we're set. Like I said, I can always use more charcoal, but I think we might be able to pull it off. Now, let's see. He is nauseous. I keep hitting the wrong button for that. It might not be a terrible idea to look for some medicinal herbs real quick. It won't take us long. These are shrubs. The best thing to do is to go out into the mire like this. Just pick a random spot and look around. I mean, it won't, when you're zoomed in like this on the terrain map, moving doesn't pass a whole lot of time. Not nearly as much as it does on the world map, obviously, but I don't know, we might get lucky and stumble into a patch of heather grass, which is a good, like, cure all. I mean, it's not going to be perfect. Here we go. These look like berries, though. Ugly berry shrubs. I don't know what they are, so let's try and identify them. No. It's going to help improve our herb lore marginally when we do that, though. Here we go. Here's something else. What is this? Crowberry shrubs. Yeah, more shrubs. We do know that one. Those are more berries. But you can see, oh, there's more berries right there. You can see that these mires do often have a good amount of stuff, and it's not like forests don't. It's just it's much harder to find them in certain types of forest. But well, I don't know. It's also possible that our nausea will just go away on its own. So let's head back. We just get to this crafting. I'm putting it off for too long. It's time to finally buckle down and make our first piece of iron. Even if we are feeling a little bit sick, maybe if you eat some good food, that'll make them feel better. Have a little drink of fresh, clean water, my friend, and let's do this. So, Shift M, Shift M. We've got the roasted ore, so we're going to go into smelt ore. I should probably start the fire next to me, though. This is going to be a big one. I got a lot of junk in there. That's a rager right there. All right, ore again, and smelt. Okay, bellows is at my feet. I don't have a hammer, but you don't need it, apparently. Like I said, it's gray, meaning it's optional. So when it popped up, I just hit escape, and it just said you may optionally use the hammer. I wonder, does that just speed it up? Huh. Yeah, but anyway, we skipped it. All right. We're doing it. We're making iron right now. Wow, it took 5 hours. We obtained an inferior iron bloom. So it does have a quality modifier on it. Now I wonder, let's see, let's go into our mining again. So the bloom is not something we can work with, I think. Or is it? So we've got iron bloom. I've got a bloomery furnace. Refine iron billet. I guess one way to figure this out would be to kind of reverse it and to say, okay, if I were to go into my smithing, and let's say I wanted to make an iron shovel blade, what do I need? I need 2 pounds of iron billet. So the finished product we're looking for is I'm also going to need a hammer too. I can tell that's going to be an integral tool. Should be the first thing we probably make is a hammer then. But anyway, so billet is what we want. So now with that knowledge, I'm going to come back into my mining and iron, and I'm going to see that in order to produce a billet, wrought iron billet, refine, recover. Let's try this one. 2 pounds of iron bloom. I've got 1 pound. A forge is a furnace, charcoal, bellows, anvil, hammer is necessary. Okay, looks like we have to make a hammer then. So, whoops. So we can probably, but you saw that we were able to do it. We just need more of the iron blooms, which we can get, and we need a hammer. So let me see what the hammer is first. There should be like a stone hammer. There it is, stone hammer. Stone. Okay, I need a stone rock. Pitch glue. Are you kidding me? How the hell do I make pitch glue without an iron pot? Don't tell me that I can't do this. Because I've looked at pitch glue before. I wanted to make a hammer earlier, but I was stopped by the pitch glue. Because if we go to look at pitch glue, it says that you need a pot to boil it in. Is it under tool making? But I remember that distinctly because I made some bowls, like wooden bowls, hoping we could use that. Didn't work. It said it does not work as a pot. I mean, maybe if I craft something that's not a wooden bowl, like just a wooden, I don't know, let's try something else. There has to be a way to get around that. We shouldn't need iron to make iron, you know what I'm saying? I want to be able to bootstrap myself up from nothing here. So let's start with, let's see, let's go to carpentry. And how about a wooden tub? Now that's like a large, holds a lot of water, normally 6 boards. Oh boy. So we can make this. There's again no guarantee this will work as a pot. Because let me show you what I'm talking about here. Let me find that ore pitch or whatever it is. Okay, here we go. So it's pitch glue, not ore pitch. Pitch glue from birch bark is what I tried. And when I go to that, see it says pot to collect the glue. Otherwise, it would be fairly easy. But like I said, I made 2 wooden bowls. Those didn't work. Tried those. It said it doesn't work. There is a specific item called a pot in the game, but it's got an asterisk by it, which makes me think that it could be just anything. Not necessarily just anything, but it needs to be bigger than a bowl. That means I have to cut up some more boards. Tell you what, before we get into that, I know that I'm trying to get that first piece of iron made, but let's go ahead and get the rest of these blooms crafted so we can bloom a bunch of iron, so to speak, leave it sitting there, and then we'll get all the tools and stuff assembled. We'll get a pot, and we'll try that. But we do have the fire going, so we might as well continue on here. Since we know that we're on the right track, let's do, where is it? Bloom. Roast, no, smelt ore into iron. Okay, there we go. And we got a bellows. Got that. So yeah, I'm going to do this process a couple more times till I run out of either charcoal or whatever. Boy, it does take a while, doesn't it? Yep, and now it's time to go to sleep. Alright, that fire should probably still be burning. Yep, just barely. Let's go ahead and stand up. We'll push some slender trunks into the fire. Let's see, do I not have any? Holy God. Oh, wait, no, I put my firewood over here. That's right. Push that into the fire. Beautiful. Now we got a rager going again. So let's continue to bloom here. I don't know how much more we need or how much more we have, but let's just keep going until it won't let me do it anymore. Smelt into iron. There we go. All right, let's go. Okay, so we have just finished. I've run out of roasted ore. Let's see, what did we end up? 2 inferior blooms and 2 regular blooms. So that's pretty good. Let's drop those at our feet here. And let me see real quick. Can I roast anymore? We'll just get that going here. Yep, there's a little bit more. Can we do another piece? Keep going with that. Okay. Oh, we're out of firewood now. Okay, well, I'm not going to be cutting firewood just yet. Instead, we're going to come over to the forest. Oops, I should be in stealth mode. Got a couple slender trunks over here. But first things first, we got to get our boards now. So it's not a bad idea to have a couple boards sitting around. What am I doing? Fell. There we go. Yeah, so because this isn't going to use an entire tree's worth of boards, so we'll have some left over, which is very good for later crafting. I'm sure we'll need it. The only thing is with the stone axe, it's most likely going to be poor quality boards. They won't be very good, but who cares about that right now? Let's just get these suckers built here, chopped up. Okay, well, I've been doing a heck of a lot of work here, guys. So I've made more charcoal, I've made more firewood, but I also figured out how to make a pot, quote unquote. And it's not the tub. I gave up on the tub because of I needed split spruce branches, and I just couldn't figure out how to make those. Like they're not listed anywhere, but nonetheless, like I said, I did go to the lumber tab while I was searching. I noticed this here, a block pot. And I was like, what the heck's a block pot? So working backwards, I realized, oh, you need a deep block tub and a fire. It's pretty simple. So if you, once you've worked backwards and figured out all the steps, there's a couple here, but you basically, you start with a upper block tub, which is just you take a raw piece of a block of wood and you start to mold it into a tub essentially, and you do that with a fire and that's it. So you're just kind of burning away the inside, and once you've got the block, it takes a few hours. You have to let it sit for a few hours, then you pick it up when it's done, then you move on to the half block, same thing. You let it sit and for a couple hours near an active fire, and eventually you get to the block pot, which I now have. I've got a block pot. It's empty. And I also picked up some pine tar. I have 16 pine tars, so we should be able to make this. Finally, hopefully get ourselves a hammer so we can make 1 billet of iron. Let's go. So we are going to go into, let's see, I believe it's utility articles. Yes, for the pine tar. So we're going to do pitch glue from pine tar. And I'm just going to do 1. Okay, look, you can see, boom, it's auto selected the pot from our inventory. So that's perfect. Exactly what we wanted to happen. There we go. 3 pounds of pine tar and everything else is instantly filled up. Done. Look at that. Should be complete in a few hours there. So we can see if I try to pick it up, it says it down there. Should be ready in a few hours. You may not pick it up yet. That's pretty amazing. I'm going to stick close to this fire. I don't know if it goes out, if it'll interrupt the process. Probably not, though. Probably not. But I might try. Should we make 1 more? It might not work. Oh, it does work. Because I was going to say it might not work because the pot is being used, but it looks like we can still do it again. Can we do 1 more? I don't think I have enough pine tar. No. No, I don't. So I'll just drop that. Hopefully that's going to be enough. We'll see. I'm going to drop the pot. Look, you can even see I made an animal skin, which is like a water bag. I made that in desperation, hoping I could use that to catch the pine tar, but it didn't work. So eventually I stumbled upon the right item, though. So you can bootstrap yourself up from nothing to blacksmithing with but just the tools you find in nature, essentially, thanks to the block pot. So we have made a significant discovery, and I think on the next episode we are going to make another significant one by actually producing some usable iron billets. That's going to be so huge, guys. I can't wait for that. I hope you guys are pumped. Hit that like and subscribe button for me if you guys are enjoying the series so far, and I will see you on the next episode. Hey everybody, I just wanted to give a very special shout out to my Patreon members. They are fantastic people. Interstick, Mr. PZ Jones, Lady Viz, and Spuds. Thank you guys so much. Couldn't have done it without you. And I also want to show off this fan art by Vita. It's a cuttlefish scientist. Thank you, Vita.